the site from up there, you have the best merch, your colour scheme. It was a really, really beautiful thing to see. Hopefully you saw some of the social media around that, because you really should have been up there being able to see the kind of strength and colour and vibrancy of your campaign. So yeah, afternoon comrades, brothers and sisters, thank you for asking us to come along and speak today. It's an honour to be here and to be able to bring the support and the solidarity of the FBU, and you do have the backing and support of firefighters and firefighter control staff from across the country. So, what a time to be alive, eh? If I'm being honest, I didn't see the teachers leading the revolution in this country. But well done for standing your ground. I've been following your dispute, and it's been really interesting to see how the media have been covering and reporting your action. So I was listening to Kay Adams last week and phoning on the impact on children of the strike days that you take. You were taking a second day of action, I think it was the first for secondary kids this year, and repeatedly the impact of the one day that you were on strike was spoken of in the same sentences as the months off school during COVID, as if it was one and the same. The impacts on parents, on kids with additional support needs, all that stuff. And it took me driving from Edinburgh to Motherwell before an ex-teacher came on and said that maybe the strike day was an opportunity to talk to the kids about why people go on strike, and about why you're on strike, and about the value of education. And then contrast that to yesterday, when schools across Scotland from here north had to close because of snow. And there's footage of wee kids sledging, and the reporter saying that kids are now enjoying an unexpected day off. No mention of the snow casting a dark cloud over our children's education, or how local parents are having to take a day's annual leave, or how it's disrupted the routines of anxious kids, only just getting over the effects of the pandemic. No, just to be short of kiddie sledging. Kay Adams on Monday, another teacher strike show, and every time she says 10%, she says 10%, like it's in italics. And she's doing it over and over, and I don't know if she knows she's doing it, but it's there and it's obvious and it's constant. That and the idea that there's no more money. I was on a train last week coming back from Glasgow and got talking to the woman opposite me. She found out what I did. We got talking about strikes inevitably. Got talking about teacher strikes. Two of us had a little bit of a back and forth on it. She says, well, I know a teacher. She says the 10% pay claim's greedy. She says that we're already well paid with good perks. I said, well, she seemed surprised that I've spoken in front of 2,000 of you who have a very, very different opinion of it. So I should say at this point that both my parents are teachers. My dad was a PE teacher, taught for years at Leith Academy and then eventually became the deputy head there. My mum taught at a special school in Gorgie in Edinburgh for about 30 years. And I've got hazy memories of them being on strike when I was wee. And it was for the same reasons. And that was 40 years ago, when having two parents in the same household doing a profession like yours meant that you were comfortable. Now, we were never rich, but we were certainly comfortable with a nice house, a car, a holiday every year. Surely that should be the bare minimum of what we should expect, about what working people should expect in this country. There's a strange conversation going on just now. It's almost like a competition to see who can survive on the least money. I was reading on Twitter, and I know I shouldn't, but it was on the union thread, and there's somebody on there saying, I earn £22,000 a year. I don't go out, I don't drink, don't smoke, I don't buy clothes, I buy noodles and beans on toast, I cycle, I don't put the heating on, I don't watch the TV, and at night I wrap up in a blanket and read a book. This is madness. We've got everything we need in abundance, including money. It's just political will that's run out. Now, there's a report in a cross-party select committee last week saying there's £42 billion worth of undercover tax in the UK. But the HMRC have seen their numbers slashed. Every pound, they say, every pound spent on compliance officers brings in 18 in tax. I wonder why they slashed the numbers. Michelle Mone, allegedly, just stole £29 million. Just stole it from dodgy PPE contracts. And that, incidentally, that £29 million would have paid for a 12% increase for every firefighter in Scotland. Nadine Zahawi just settles a tax dispute, whatever that means, paying £3 million, which is obviously much less than they owed. How much must you earn if you can settle a pay dispute by paying £3 million in tax? It's these crooks that should be on pay as you earn. That's the same line, right? That's the same line that compared compared striking nurses, striking over pay and the destruction of the NHS, compared those nurses, or said those nurses were playing into the hands of Vladimir Putin. If the politicians valued education, like they say they do, if it matters that kids miss a day of school when you're on strike, they need to treat you like the professionals that you are. They need to pay you accordingly. Now our ballot, excuse me, our ballot concludes in effect for January and we'll smash the thresholds. And if there's no improvement for us, it'll be us that are getting slaughtered and slandered in the press. I was on strike in 2002 with Ruth there. And the press portrayed our General Secretary at that time as a fat cat union baron, and they compared us to the stooges of, or they called us the stooges of Saddam Hussein. But that was the last time that we saw pay rises that actually put money in firefighters' pockets. But since the 2008 crash, as mentioned by Raymond earlier, we saw 2 years of pay freezes, 6 years of 1% pay rises, 3 years of 2% pay rises, 1.5 last year, and then the government had the audacity, the employers had the audacity this year in June to offer us 2. When that got rejected, it took 3 months of government intransigence before the employers upped that to 5. And then that's been rejected in a democratic ballot. We have just under 79%, just under 80% turnout and just under 80% rejection. In a democratic ballot, the kind of figures that politicians can only dream of. And now we are where we are, right? Now this isn't easy, it gets harder as it goes on. I mean, I've already seen firefighters on social media saying this is the wrong time, that there's no money, that we shouldn't do this. This kind of cap-in-hand deference to the ruling classes and to the employers comes from that feeling that we've not got any power. But we're starting to realise that we do. And that's why they're trying to make it even harder for us to take strike action. They're trying to make it harder for us to exercise a democratic right to withdraw our labour. And they're doing it because they're scared. And they're scared of us finally understanding that there's more of us than there is of them. And they're scared because we are right. In 2002, in our last dispute, nobody ever beat our argument. Nobody ever said they could never make the argument that we weren't worth that pay claim. They just said we weren't getting it. And they want to play us against each other, rail staff against nurses, teachers against civil servants, firefighters against paramedics. Why should you get 10%? Well, we're only getting 6 or 7. But we're not buying it. We're behind you all the way. We want to see fair pay across the whole of the public sector. The whole of that public sector has been under ideological attack for years, and the only way we'll change that is if we stand together. And we'll do it. And we'll do it union by union and strike by strike until we see a change. And so I can say that you've got the full support of the FBU. We wish you every success because we know that a win for you is a win for all of us. But when you reach a settlement, and you will reach a settlement, there need to be changes to the national curriculum to include teaching the industrial history of the UK. Yes. Yeah. We need to understand that nothing's ever been given us by a benevolent employer. That any changes in pay, terms and conditions, any improvements in health and safety have been fought for by people like us, by people like you, when you've had the bottle to stand up and say that enough's enough. And I said this last time in Edinburgh, but it's worth repeating, that the changes to the curriculum have to also include the 2 things that every child should know, and that's you never cross a picket line, you never vote Tory. Yeah.